Yo, what the hell is up? Welcome back to Reviews with Jake, where I just got done watching Until Dawn. As a fan of the supermassive Dark Pictures anthology games, making this a Happy Death Day, Groundhog Day type deal was an interesting choice. Why? Because if there was a video game out there that had some sense of permanence, when you mess up and a character dies and you don't really get a mulligan, it's probably these games. The whole concept of this game is to basically play a horror movie where you and your friends get together, you assume different characters, and if you turn left instead of right and a character dies, you have to live with the ramifications of that decision for the rest of the game unless you start the game over. So taking this whole concept of getting mulligans like a Groundhog Day type deal and pairing it with this particular IP where that is not the case, it was just a very odd pairing, and I was very curious to see it, so I saw it opening weekend a week ago, but I didn't get a chance to film the review or do the review at all for that matter because I was going to be traveling for work. So the rush job to the theater was just kind of for me. Here's the review a week later, but what can you do? Well, in terms of the things that I actually enjoyed about this movie, mostly circulate around the direction and the production design. The sets looked great, the monsters were awesome, the gore was outrageous and over the top, and the sound design was also pristine. In terms of how this movie was made, it was a very well-helmed film, unsurprising coming from David F. Sandberg. The first half of this film was actually pretty damn enjoyable, despite the very weak acting, the even weaker dialogue and character development, and a dreadful sense of pacing. But then the second half just hit like a freight train. Like the snap of a finger, this movie was just awful. It somehow managed to simultaneously under-explain itself while over-explaining itself. It gave you a lot of words to try and justify this approach, and none of it made a lick of sense. For instance, and I'm going to tiptoe around spoilers here, what the hell was up with the water in this movie? I played the game. I don't remember any of that happening in regards to water, and I'm sure anyone that saw this movie knows exactly what I'm talking about. It was just one in 1,000 instances where I'm like, what is going on here? All in all, was this movie flawed? Yes. Did they make a ton of head-scratching decisions? Absolutely. But if I got a mulligan to go back to last Friday night where I spent the entire day covered in sawdust, paint, and caulk, and I went to the theater by myself, lone wolfing it in my sweatpants to watch this movie, would I redo it? No, because sometimes even though it was dumb as hell, sometimes dumb as hell can take you where you need to go. Was I a little disappointed that they didn't just follow what the game already did? Maybe a little bit, but also at the same time, the whole point of the supermassive games is to basically take a very cliche horror movie and let you take control of the characters. They never do anything good or groundbreaking in the games anyway. It's never like a really good or original story. It's always stuff that you've already seen before, and you've probably seen it done better. The whole shtick is that you're able to control the characters, so if you're relinquishing that control to make it into a movie again, then you just have a boring cliche movie. So I get that they needed some kind of a shtick in order to make this movie something different, but I just kind of wish that they would have just committed to the Groundhog Day thing, because when it happens in this movie, it kind of feels like they don't do the same thing every single day when it starts over. They do something different, which kind of feels like it defeats the purpose of the Groundhog Day ordeal. You're supposed to memorize every single little detail. You go to a crossroads and you turn left, but you should have went right. And then all of a sudden everything starts over. And then this time you're at that same exact scenario and you go right this time. That's kind of the point of the whole Groundhog Day thing. But when you mix it up every single time, then it's just, what's the point of redoing it outside of getting a lot of, well, frankly, really good kills, but what else do you got? And the answer is really nothing at the end of the day outside of that. This is a really dumb, fun movie, but it is pretty damn dumb. But I gotta say, I was at least entertained for an hour and a half or so. But that's just me. What do you think? Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. And make sure you subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with new reviews coming real soon. Stay safe. Thanks for checking in.